All right, and now we are headed to Detroit, to the Motor City, to talk about cars and people who can tweet in cars. Joe White, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. So first, tell us a little bit about these connected cars, as they're called in the article.
Well, just about every major car company in the business is trying to figure out how to take the social media and the applications and all the little tools that people have stuffed into their iPhones or their Android phones or maybe even their BlackBerries and allow people to access them safely or somewhat safely in a car. The problem is that cars are mechanically getting to the point where you can hardly tell one from another. They all have 10 airbags. They all have anti-lock brakes. And so now this technology race that used to be around safety is moving into this arena of connecting your car to the cloud.
So you have a guy in there, a marketing guy, I think it's from Kia, who says something like, look, we've got to do this because people just can't stop. People can't stop with Facebook. People can't stop with tweeting. But so he was just saying, you know, we just have to succumb to these desires of the American populace. When I was reading that, I was like, this sounds like groups who give heroin addicts clean needles. And at least with that, you can say that it's a real addiction. This is just feeding people's need to tweet. It seems a little excessive.
Well, you know, yeah, this quickly gets into a kind of an interesting discussion about what people really need to do. You know, it's funny. I guess this makes me old, but I used to think of a long car ride as an opportunity to get away from all that chatter and get away from people bugging me. Right, but I kind of still do. But look, you know, there's kind of levels to this. I mean, there's one level that seems trivial, which is, you know, a 19-year-old or 20-year-old tweeting on the highway. That's trivial. You talk to business people, people who are in sales, you know, professionals, busy executives, people who drive long distances. And here in Michigan, I mean, I know a guy who's a CEO of a company. He lives 70 miles from his office. Now, a guy like that, he may actually have a serious need to be able to be in touch while he runs from, you know, one part of the state to the other. So there are levels to this. But I think the car companies, first of all, they see it as a business opportunity. It's a way to differentiate. It's a way to give people a service. Two, they really do see that there's a fair chunk of customers who want this stuff, particularly younger customers who aren't that excited about cars as cars.
Now, aren't a fifth of these people going to kill themselves using this stuff, Joe?
Yes.
Come on.
This is the big debate. Are you really safe if you're doing this stuff hands-free or not? I mean, clearly, if you're you know, here's my BlackBerry. If I'm doing this on the highway, I'm not safe and I'm making everybody else unsafe. But if I'm talking to my BlackBerry like this, am I safe? There's a lot of research that's still yet to be done on that.
And there was some research that was in the story that said, yeah, so when you're actually sending a text, it's 2.3 times or whatever it was more likely to have an accident than if you're talking hands-free, which was 1.5 times as likely to cause an accident than regular driving. So I thought, well, then why not just do regular driving? Like, why not go to the base scenario?
Well, the fascinating thing, I'd love to hear your take, Joe, is that societally, when there was that suggestion that we're going to ban all texting, all cell phone use, basically society rose up and said, no, we're willing to absorb that cost, that safety risk, because we view this as just important for the way we live our lives. Joe?
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, I got emails from people, friends of mine, after a previous article on this issue came out saying, don't take away my cell phone. That's my choice. I mean, there's like so many issues. This gets down to a matter of personal choice, and who are you to tell me what to do? I will say this: just about everyone says thumbs on the BlackBerry texting is out. Nobody wants that. Nobody defends it. But it's the hands-free that people say, you know what? Let me do that. Why not? I'm on a 90-mile highway ride. I need to talk to my clients. Let me do that.
Right. Joe, thank you so much for joining us, and please don't respond to any of my emails while driving in the car.
Tone of silence.